Well, outsourcing may be the next frontier in the space race. That's right. Obama's new budget proposal will set up a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar initiative to encourage private firms to carry American astronauts into space. But critics say that this plan could be disastrous. One of those critics, space entrepreneur Jeff Manver. Jeff, first of all, I want you to talk about these new developments where developing some of these rockets is actually being outsourced to third parties, to other companies. Talk a little bit about that. What does that mean?
Well, first, let me say I'm not a critic. I'm an enthused supporter of it. What's finally happened is Obama change has come to the American space program. And after 30 years of doing space one monolithic way, we're finally turning to the creativity of the American private sector and saying, you know what? Let's have the private sector design launch vehicles, not government workers.
That's interesting because, you know, a lot of senators that I've either spoken to or read are saying that the problem with NASA is it keeps changing its mission, that this is not the way to go because you shouldn't be outsourcing this to third-party candidates. So I want to hear your take on this as a non-critic, because there are so many critics on the Hill that are saying...
Well, the critics on the Hill are from Florida. They're from Alabama, and they're from Houston. And yes, there are losers and winners in every change, and we see that with everything Obama's doing. But by and by, people around the country can understand that it's time to bring free market capitalism into the space program. And yes, there'll be losers. We're going to get...
Who are going to be the losers? Well, because some people are sort of questioning, is this a failure on the part of NASA to do this internally?
It's not a failure on the part of NASA. They're the good people. It's a failure on the part of Congress and the White House for the past 3 administrations.
For not funding, maybe?
No, it's not money. $19 billion is enough. It's just that space is the only sector left where the government designs the equipment. When government employees get on a plane, they get on a Boeing plane. They don't get on a government-designed plane. When they need computers, they go to the private sector. When they need cars and transportation, they go to the private sector. But up until now, when we're talking about doing space, the government designs the rocket. And that's wrong. The government designs the space station. That's wrong. So moving forward, what's so exciting about the announcement today is we're saying, let's have competition, and let's have NASA as a customer. Big loser, in one sense, is Marshall, Alabama. Senator Shelby, Republican, very upset about this. They're going to be canceling...
Senator Shelby, Senator Nelson...
Nelson is unhappy because the shuttle's being retired, but that was a Bush administration decision. And so what you have here...
Uh-oh, politics involved in this as well?
Absolutely. That's only it's the only thing that's involved is politics. But we keep lurching from one government centralized program after another, and it's cost overruns. We spent $9 billion on the Ares rocket out of Alabama, and it's not ready yet, and it's behind schedule, and it doesn't seem to work. What we're going to do moving forward is the Obama administration announced today, let's do technology development step by step, fuel depots in space. Let's go to the asteroids. Let's do it step by step. And for space station, let's have the private sector do cargo and our astronauts. The Russians are commercial. We're going to...
We'll talk about Russia's role in all this, because I hear the U.S. may be actually relying on Russia to ferry astronauts to the space station until that next-generation rocket is developed.
Yes, we are paying $50 million already to ferry our NASA astronauts to and from the station, and it's not to the Russian Space Agency, it's to a privatized Russian company. The Russians are more capitalistic in space than we are. And with Obama's decision today, people have to get there to understand the change. It's going to be a brutal war in Congress, and we should follow it because it may go this way, may go that, but it's a wonderful moment for getting back on track with the American space program.
That's definitely an interesting point, and I'm really glad that you're here to point that out. And so we have two sides of the story, and you're saying, you know, maybe government shouldn't be involved. So a hands-off approach, not surprising, since you are the space entrepreneur. Jeff Manver, thank you.
Thank you.